Breaking news coming in from Woodbridge, New Jersey. Nick Shine was correct. I see you in the back. Give me 1 second. Let me catch up with the chat. Matthias, you are here. We are alive, brother. We are feeling good. All right, I want to get everyone's name on there. Nikki's here. Sean is here. I'm just going to scan through to catch up in the chat, guys. I apologize. Stanley Mann, new here. Big roll of the dice. No, I've seen you before. You've been here before. I know that picture. I suck with names, but I never forget a face. It is a one-year deal. It is a one-year deal. Cuca Lake is here. What's up, brother? All right, let me get caught up. Melvin, what's up? Now we're going to get into what do we do at number 10. This will be my other tattoo. The king of all Jets, Nick Shine. The only one saying it week in and week out. Boom, 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 boom. Slime, David D, Raul. I'm getting everyone. There's a lot of action going on here. You guys are excited in the chat. Mess. Eric Wallace. Eric Wallace. Eric, if you were new here, please subscribe. We're going to have a blast tonight. We're going old school tonight, boys and girls. We are going back to a place and time that not all of you know about. We're going back to a place and time where Friday night was the hangout. Friday night, with maybe 7 or 8 of you there, we hung out on Friday nights. We've had 6-hour live streams on Friday nights that started at 9 o'clock and ended at 3:13 in the morning on Mother's Day of 2022. I did a lot of those shows, those marathon shows with this guy, who happens to be running a marathon in the morning. I am going to back off when I introduce him and let him have a moment and have a rant and let him say whatever he wants. Kamal Jackson, thank you. Thank you for joining. If you are new here also, please subscribe. But now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here he is. WA2K. Welcome.
Nick Shine! Oh my God! We built the freaking wall! Let's go! Sunday, my friend, we celebrated 1 year of sobriety. Well, tonight I'm making an exception. Here's to ya. Here's to the New York Jets. And here's to the most loyal, crazy fan base in all of the NFL. Woo! Damn, that hit the spot. And do I feel good tonight?
I hope that's Gatorade. You shouldn't be drinking beer a couple hours before a marathon.
I haven't had a drink in about 8 days, so I wasn't going to. But you know what? For this, I've already had my carbs. This is a light. I've got 3.2 grams of carbs in the Yingling light. And the race tomorrow, it's a 5-miler. It's not quite a marathon, but it'll feel like a marathon by the end. But in all seriousness, the race is actually sponsored by Yingling.
I got more news. Hold on. I got more news. Breaking news. It's not a signing. Wide receiver Mike Williams will be visiting the Panthers on Tuesday.
I knew that.
Allegedly. But first, he's coming to the New York Jets on Monday.
Can't take all this. Can't take all this excitement. Oh, my goodness. Johnny Jimenez, you are right. The reason for the running is the green beer at the end. As a matter of fact, I had to drive. I will say this. I had to leave work early, and I pissed a few people off. I don't care. I don't owe them anything at this point. I had to drive an hour and a freaking half through the tunnel from Newport News to Virginia by God Beach. Took 10 minutes to find a parking spot in the convention center. Picked up my race bib and my T-shirt, and then drove an hour and 15 minutes back home. So after all of that today, man, oh man. And so tomorrow, Yeah, it's gonna be on. It is gonna be on. I will be running. Believe me, I will be wearing a Jets hat at the end of the run, no doubt about it, because the green works on St. Patrick's Day weekend. Oh my God! Rusty
Please
Spoon
don't
wants
get
me
disqualified.
wants me to shotgun it.
Don't get
I like it.
disqualified tomorrow.
No.
Do not get disqualified for floating on air. Make sure your feet actually hit the fucking ground, baby. You were there, Adam.
Oh my God, I may
Adam,
float all
you
the
are
way.
going to testify for me right now. Who has been the one person you know constantly saying 3 offensive linemen in free agency, and we are not going to be in a position where we have to take a tackle? You've seen the laughter. You've seen me poked fun at. On Monday at 9 o'clock, Buffalo Jet fan texted something along the lines of, how's that take looking, Nick, that we're not going to have to take a tackle at 10? Fast forward 3 days later. Elephant trunk.
I think what you're asking me is for you to toot your horn. I will say this. You're about 2 points ahead of Tego right now. I will say that.
I nailed Tyrod Taylor. Well, let me phrase that.
You wanted him.
I said we would get Tyrod Taylor. I said we would get 3 starting offensive linemen in free agency. I said we would not be in a position where we had to go into the draft where we would take a tackle, where the whole league knew we would have to take a tackle at 10. This solidifies the take that the New York Jets enter the draft as major players. They have shown the league we are all in. Do they jump to the Chargers at 5? Do they jump to the Cardinals at 4? Do they take future picks and say, fuck it, we'll deal with it then? We're going all in now. Do you sign Mike Williams? Maybe. I think that Joe Douglas, Woody Johnson, Robert Saleh, and Aaron fucking Rodgers. You think Tyron Smith is signing here if Aaron Rodgers is going to go be vice president?
I said the day it happened. That story was going to be over within about 3-4 days by the weekend. It was a bunch of hogwash. And to be honest, some of the people who were actually buying into it, I was like, why would you actually think that this is going to happen? The only reason, it was a complete publicity stunt. RFK, whatever you might think about him, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, that's not the point. The point is his campaign has gotten no attention. None. It's between 2 other people. We know who they are. His campaign has gotten the most publicity that it has since he announced he was running for president, once he mentioned the possibility of Aaron Rodgers running for being his vice president. Because you mentioned the name Aaron Rodgers, it's like mentioning the Yankees or something like that. It gets people talking. That's the whole point. It makes people react. And this was just more evidence of it. And Rodgers is probably on his latest ayahuasca retreat, whatever he's doing, sitting back and just like, can you believe they're actually thinking that I would do this shit? That's exactly what this is. This is going to be over in a couple of days. But you know what? It feels so much better right now to focus what's going on the field as opposed to the drama outside it. And another thing I'm going to say, and I said this on my video, guys, if you didn't see, I actually already put up a 3 or 4 minute video reacting to it. If you want to get me about a minute after the news broke, check that video out as soon as you're done. Okay, so just search it out, save it to your little watch later folder, and then watch it after we're done here tonight. And make sure the volume is not maxed out. You've been warned. But the other thing about it is, oh my God, I can't believe this is actually real. Oh, this is real. Oh my gosh, this feels good. We have a wall in place. And yeah, Nick, you said that was going to happen. My thought was, though, I've gone through a lot of free agents on the Wednesday night show, talked about a lot of players I thought made sense, talked about players I felt didn't make sense. I did not think of any free agent who I wanted on this team within reason. I mean, T. Higgins, Mike Evans. But once the market hit, once it was open, and nobody else, and everybody was fair game, Tyron Smith is the player I wanted on the Jets. Nobody made more sense. Not even Keith Carter could screw this up. Scott Foster, what is the contract? The latest we have is 1 year, up to $20 million. We don't yet know
heavy incentive. We don't know what the incentives are yet, but it says Rich Cimini, heavily incentive-based contract.
As it should be. As it should be. Remember, 943 snaps last year. Before that, yeah, he was dealing with injuries for several years. But again, we got to remember what Tyron Smith is. 8-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. Okay. And most of these injuries have been lower body. There's been like a hamstring, an ankle, a shoulder, those types of injuries. But again, in those 942 snaps, let me give you the numbers. 1 sack allowed, 1 quarterback hit allowed, 18 pressures allowed. That was 1 quarter for the Jets offensive line this past year. 33 years old, whatever. You have an amazing track record. Now, if you do bring in a young tackle, if you draft somebody, whether it's the first round, the fifth, whatever round it is, you have 2 absolute studs who know how to do business. They know what it takes to succeed, and they will command the respect of anybody else. You're worried about Keith Carter as the offensive line coach, everybody? Guess what? We've got 2 new tackles, and they are going to be coaches just as much, if not more than Keith Carter. How does that make you feel, Nick?
I'm taking Kuka's comment right now, and I am tweeting it. I'm old enough to remember Jets fans saying no offensive lineman would have come here.
Oh my gosh, yes. And all that talk that Joe was sleeping and that he didn't care, that he wasn't trying, and saying it again and again. It's the same thing that we see with him in free agency. He waits until the market comes to him. They have a plan in mind when they have a salary cap. There's room for a splash here and there when needed, but you have to build a sustainable winner. Now, he's had to deviate from that a little bit because he knows his job is on the line. He knows his team has to win this year, but he still did not completely deviate from that plan that he had going on. But now he knew it had to be done because before, for years, remember, Joe Douglas, anytime somebody cites the record with him as GM, don't forget he spent 2 to 3 years tearing down that roster to bare bones. Okay? Some drafts worked out better than others, no question about it. But those teams in the first couple of years, they weren't meant to win Super Bowls. So I'm not holding that against him or even against the coaches so much. It's more on the previous regime for giving them absolutely nothing. All right. So, yeah, go get Mike Williams. Hey, if he's going to come, you know what? Who knows what kind of contract? You talk about incentive-laden contract. That's somebody I would give that kind of contract to. But you talk about the upside, the size, the speed, the hands. He's got it, but I'm actually a little more worried about his injuries because with Mike Williams, you're talking about a back, you're talking about a torn ACL. It's really the last 2 years where he's had to miss a lot of time. Before that, he was only missing 1 game, 2 games at most a year for about 4 years. Okay, so the track record of him being hurt is not as long, but the injuries he does get are in body parts that you're a little more worried about with the back and the knees. So I would give him maybe a 2-year contract. He's still like 29 going on 30 years old. I would go 2 years with him, and I think that would be more than fair. But, yeah, whatever it takes to get Allen Lazard down in the pecking order to like the number 4 receiver. Because, the Jets have to bring in 2 wide receivers. There is no question about it. But, again, you don't have to do everything now, because who is going to remember months from now what day this guy was signed, what day this guy was signed? It doesn't matter.
Ready? Everyone at home, join us. We are going to do the first Jet chant together since the construction of the wall.
Jets! Johnny Jimenez, if you're there, AJ Gators every week. Oh, man. And this is the first time I've done the chant where I wasn't standing on a chair.
Please don't fall.
Oh, my gosh.
So now.
Count on Modine to bring the negativity. We love you, Mo. There is no negativity allowed tonight. We need one night to be happy, to dream. Can we have one night to dream, please? Just one night. Urban Vision. You know how to spell it. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you got 2 T's in there.
Yeah, let's see what Connor. There you go.
Nice. I'm gonna go. I'm on a hot streak. I'm on a hot streak.
What's your hot streak?
We'd get 3 offensive linemen in free agency. We wouldn't have to draft a lineman at 10. We still could, but we don't have to. There's no pressure on the kid to come in and play. How about this? You go all in. Maybe we're not even all in yet. Maybe you go and trade next year's 1, this year's 1 at 10, and you give an offer so big to the Arizona Cardinals at 4, where you land Marvin Harrison Jr. And now you are officially all in. You have the line. You have the defense. You have the running back. You have the quarterback. Go all in. Don't half-ass an all in. Don't half-ass it. Don't go a little bit in and say, oh, if we would have done one more move. Make it so goddamn concrete that everyone in football knows, holy shit, they're really trying to do it. It's not a half-assed attempt. It's not an Allen Lazard as wide receiver 2 attempt. It is everything is in the basket right now. Everything is for the 2024 New York Jets to hoist the fucking trophy. Go all in. We're not done yet. We're not done. You want to get another run guy at the end? Make some room, get Clowney. We let Huff go because he couldn't play the run. Clowney's very good at the run. Go get him. You want to get Mike Williams on a cheap deal? Say, Mike, we need you to play. We're going to go put Garrett Wilson in the middle of the field to wreck people. And we're going to trade up to get either Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr. And we want you to be one of the greatest trio wide receivers in the NFL. Go all in. Don't half-ass it. Injuries happen. You never have enough. There's never enough. Complete the job. Don't think that you're done. Finish the job.
You know, I think about.
I don't want Adams.
Not that.
I don't want Adams. I don't want Devontae Adams at that contract.
I don't want Devontae Adams. I don't want Jamal.
I would
Adams.
rather use those same picks that we would have to use. And I would rather go get Harrison or Neighbors and team them up with Garrett. And then whoever takes over quarterback next has the greatest tandem in NFL to start their career with.
I would trade. I'm trading up for Harrison. Neighbors just doesn't do it for me as much. I like him, but not worth trading future assets to go get him, especially if Adunze's there, because I happen to like Adunze a lot. That's kind of more what I'm thinking at this point. I remember the other all-in move that you had mentioned. It didn't have a chance to come true, but you were really interested in the idea of making a major offer to Chris Jones from the Chiefs and trying to pair him up with Quinnen Williams. Obviously, that was not about the habit. This is an all-in move that I can get behind. Go ahead.
It was Jones or Christian Wilkins. I said, go get one of them.
It was Jones. It was Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I remember Jones. Yeah, I definitely remember it. We've got a full offensive line. Well, a potential starting offensive line. So now if you want to bring in some kind of backup swing tackle, I mean, I don't know. Now, does Bakhtiari, is there any chance that he would come here knowing he's probably a backup? I don't know. But hey, if Donovan Smith, not that we're big fans of his, but if he wants to be a Jet so bad, it's like, hey, Donovan, here's a 1-year contract worth not a lot of money. Come on in and be our insurance. And let's see if he would actually take that. And then you got Warren and Mitchell as the 4th and 5th tackle. Let's do it. Scott Foster, you know what? There are still a few people who hate Joe, and they will come around one day.
Yeah.
They will come around one day.
I'm going to predict. Let's play predict. We do trivia where we try to answer questions about the past with you. Nick is going to play Let's Predict the Future. Those people are going to be tweeting things like this. Well, it's only a 1-year deal. Hey, dickhead, it only takes one perfect season to live in immortality forever.
We're too old. The offensive line is too old. We'll hear that.
Well, I mean, what if Aaron Rodgers goes and runs for vice president? You think Tyron Smith is signing with the New York Jets to play with Tyrod Taylor? Next.
Thank you. That's as well as you could say it.
But
Hey, Grimes. Mike Williams has a visit set up with both the Jets and the Panthers early next week. So basically, the Jets are hosting Williams on Monday and Clowney on Tuesday. Is that it? Back-to-back visits.
Monday Jets is Mike Williams.
Clowney's
Monday
coming Tuesday. I know Mike Williams goes to Carolina.
Adam, why are we talking about it? That's 7-8 days after the tampering period. Nothing can happen. It didn't happen
fast enough.
Hours. It didn't.
I need this, and this today. Today would be a great day.
Say that again.
Harlan, how do you even know what Modine sounds like? I know how he talks. Oh boy, Scott. Other than Ronnie Scott, there really is no other reason. Why else? Why did Robert Hunt go to Carolina? There was no reason other than the moolah. There was no other reason to go. But hey, if there is a worse owner, I know a lot of people can't stand Woody Johnson, but if there is a worse owner in the NFL right now, he owns the Panthers. Last I checked, Woody ain't throwing drinks at Jets season ticket holders. So it doesn't make these ridiculous firings. Hirings, yes. Firings, no.
I think that I think when we sit here today, this is one of those moves that can alter the trajectory of the franchise. You don't need Tyron Smith having to cut block a Buffalo Bill. You just let Tyron Smith eliminate people. You don't even have to worry about that side of the field with a pass rush. How about this run game? Let's talk about Brees. You got Garrett Wilson. We're going to have another big name. Mike Williams is the less of all the names that I think is going to team up. I think Mike Williams is the low end of who's going to be added next to him. You have perennial All-Pro Tyron Smith. You have John Simpson, a good road grader. We've seen some of the highlights with him in run blocking. He's a very good run blocker. When he gets a shoulder to you, you usually fall on your ass, or he controls the situation. Tittman, you have been put in a situation to succeed, maybe like no other young center has since Nick Mangold, but that was year 4. That was year 4 in 2009 when we finally put that line together. Not year 2, not with less than a season start. Mawai was a veteran when we had that line with the Parcells years. AVT, I'm sorry it took us 2 seasons to not give you a home again, but now you have a home at right guard. Morgan Moses, Joe Douglas has been verbal about saying he should have never let you go. We are sorry. Welcome back. Oh, it's a rundown? Jeremy Ruckert, go play fullback. Go get through a hole and take somebody's head off. Brees, we're sorry. We're sorry that we didn't give you this line sooner. Maybe you'd still have the ACL intact from your rookie year. Brees, go win Offensive Player of the Year. Go for 2,000 yards. Go for 20 touchdowns. Go for 70 catches. Show the entire world what Jets fans know, that you are, if not you're in the top 2 for the best running back in the game, and you are going to show everyone what an elite weapon you are this year. I am ecstatic about this offense, and I do not think we're done building, Adam. I don't.
No.
I don't. They weren't fucking around, man. When they said they were all in, you don't go all in on the second hand of a night of poker. Or what do you get? You get nothing. Sometimes you got to wait. You got to win some small hands. And then when you go all in, you knock everybody the fuck out. Cheers. Coffee.
Cheers. And that's something else I do want to mention, going back to the run blocking. Tyron Smith, among all offensive tackles this year, ranked 4th with his run block win rate. He not only pass blocks great, he run blocks great. He took, depending on who you're looking at, I've seen 3 penalties or 4 penalties taken this season. It's unbelievable. He's a great player. He's a disciplined player as well. Durability is the only question mark you could possibly have with this. So it's going to be very interesting. I am starting to wonder, now that we don't know what the Jets' most obvious need is in the draft, because there's a number of ways you could go. Could they go in some direction that none of us are imagining? None of us saw Will McDonald coming last year with our first round pick. We didn't see it being an edge rusher. I could see it. I think that we could be absolutely shocked when this pick comes down. I think there's very few positions you can truly rule out with the number 1 pick, with their number 1 pick. Dang, good for you. Well, it's a Panthers podcast, Patty, so I'm guessing they're just a little bit biased. Just a little bit.
And Patty,
let's see what happens.
Patty Grimes, our resident Detroit Lion fan. Thank you for hanging out. Hey, Patty.
Who do you want throwing you the football if you're a wide receiver? Bryce Young or Aaron Rodgers? I'm just asking. Just a thought.
Patty, we're trying to do our best to have 2 perennial punching bags for jokes meet in the Super Bowl. We're trying to meet you in the Super Bowl, brother. We're trying to get there against
Super Bowl. If ever there was a sign of the apocalypse, that might be it.
Let's discuss our backups on the line right now.
Okay.
Carter Warren. Schweitzer is still under contract.
Right.
Good center guard backup. Carter Warren's your main backup tackle right now, with Max Mitchell, who also has experience at guard and tackle.
Yep. You have Jake
Ideally in a season,
Jake Hansen, if you want to count him.
We got Hansen. You go get. How about let's discuss it? I think you said it, or someone in the chat said it earlier. Does this mean we're out of the Bakhtiari?
Yeah,
I mean, with Tyron Smith's injury history and Bakhtiari's injury history, do you think Rodgers can convince them? Hey, we know you guys are going to get dinged up. Why don't you create the greatest tandem ever? And imagine that if Tyron Smith goes down for some reason, you bring in Bakhtiari to play. You have a 6th tackle in the game for special plays, and it's Bakhtiari and Tyron Smith next to one another. You want a ring? Come get a ring, man. Come get a ring. Sign a 1-year deal, bro. Sign a 1-year deal. Get your knee 100%. Dom C.
Is Tyron even cleared yet?
Oscar Crouch. I figured this was Dom's burner. Still going O-line at 10 no matter what.
Okay.
Hey, I see you. Meagle Bird, thank you for joining the channel. Thank everyone for hanging out tonight, man. I know this was unexpected. I know that this is not we just did a show last night. People ask, are you going live tomorrow?
Yeah. Mo, the 20 million is just the max it can be. It's not a guaranteed amount. All right. It's so the maximum versus the guarantee are often a very, very different set of numbers. So we'll find out when we get the full details of the contract. But it's just a max of 20 million.
Oscar, thank you for hanging out. For everyone here who's new, please subscribe. I'm going to bring someone else into the goddamn I hate that Nick was right party. And there will be nobody more upset that I said we would get 3 starters in free agency and not have to go into the draft having to take a tackle at 10. Could we still? Sure. But now the whole NFL isn't sitting there saying we got the Jets written in pen for tackle. Let's bring in our friend Tigo. What's up, buddy?
Let me start by saying I never said the Jets should take a tackle at 10. I have been on Jets should take a wide receiver, should trade back and get a wide receiver.
It's not about you. It's not about you and your takes right now. It's about mine being right.
What I've always said was that I always thought it would be easier. No, me and my wife went on a date.
It's a nice shirt. That's what I was going to say. It's a nice
Thank you.
shirt.
Appreciate it.
I was setting you up for a compliment. It looks.
I saw it.
It's
I
a
did
nice
not go golfing.
shirt.
I live on a golf course. I don't know
That's
how to
why I
golf,
asked.
but
it was a compliment. I thought that's a
I
fantastic
took it as a
shirt.
compliment. I was saying it's a nice shirt. I went on a date with my wife. That's why I got dressed up.
Hey, you two, get a room.
Hey man, I'm getting healthy and hoping I can golf. I was going to be excited
it was
to talk
going to
golf.
be impossible to get 2 tackles, man.
That's why Joe Douglas is Joe Douglas, and we're fans.
Dude, nobody talked about Morgan Moses. That's my thing. Like, if you would have told me that Morgan Moses was available, I would have changed my whole tune. But I never, not once, thought that we were going to be able to go out and get a left tackle and get a right tackle. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, it's
Scrapper, welcome, Mike. Yeah, did you hear this? I think
Mike Williams visiting with the Jets on Monday. Don't let him leave the building.
Thank you. Hey, Tigo, I'm going to introduce you to my new take because I've got some big ones that are on fire this year.
Byron Murphy at 10 is gone, or trade back is gone because we have 4 DTs now, all making way too much money.
It's changed.
Oh, I know. It's Dallas Turner now, or is it Jared Verse?
Better. We're not done. Go all in.
Yeah, go get
You want to go all in? You want to go all in? You start calling Arizona. You start calling the Chargers. And you start making calls to go up and
You're
get
not getting Harrison.
You give number 10. You give next year's number 1. And then you give a 3. And you tell the entire NFL, we are all fucking in. Can you imagine? Let's talk. We're on cloud 9 right now. So when you're on cloud 9, sometimes you talk about some cloud 9
We're not going to beat Minnesota's offer. You got to compete with Minnesota. Minnesota's coming up to 4. So you got to go to 5. If the offer to 4 is going to be 11 and 23, because that's what the offer is going to be, to go to 4 so that they can get the JJ is going to have to be 11. It's going to be 11 and 23 this year plus more. So if you're the Chargers at 5, right, you're going to want a similar offer.
Up for a quarterback?
Minnesota just traded today with Houston. It's to gather up as many picks as possible to go up and get a quarterback. They want JJ.
Okay. Yep, I agree.
Like 100%.
I'm thinking
they're going up for JJ.
When you said JJ with Minnesota, I'm thinking Justin Jefferson. That's what confused me. Was you saying JJ?
No. They're going up for JJ McCarthy, not Justin Jefferson.
That's what got me.
Yeah, sorry.
Dude,
so
go all in. Go all in. Now the Giants.
I heard that too.
Have been tied to McCarthy. There was a Bleacher Report story that came out today. Tied to McCarthy. We need quarterback 4 to go in the top 4.
What we need is quarterback 5. I saw a report today, and I don't know how much of this is true, but I saw a report today that the Commanders are really, really high on J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix. And they see those guys as first-round picks. And that if Minnesota offers 11, 23, and next year's 1, plus some more, they would drop back from 2 to 11 to go to then turn around to try to get back in for Penix, for Nix, or for JJ McCarthy. I have no idea how much of that is true. I have no idea if it's just smoke or if it's people trying to go crazy. But I did see the thing that said that Minnesota is all in on Drake May. That's the guy that they want. And then I also saw that the commies are also high on Nix and Penix. So they would feel comfortable with one of those guys. If the right offer came, they would move out of 2.
Right.
Because they need a lot of pieces.
I just want to say, Coach, it's an absolute honor. On the night that you signed Tyron Smith, you are here in the chat of the Proud New York Jet Fan Show. Coach Robert Saleh, thank you. Job well done. I know you guys didn't do anything in the first 9 hours of the tampering period, and you were labeled dead, and we weren't all in, and Joe Tittman was a bust the last week of July. I apologize for the idiots that you have to sometimes listen to or see their comments in Jet Nation. Coach, we thank you for joining. We appreciate you. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel where I can get an alert that says, Robert Saleh, subscribe to your channel.
And Coach, I'd be happy. You pick the stairway. I will run whatever steps with you that you would like. No problem.
Coach, you win a Super Bowl,
I'll
we
tattoo
will
your face
pass
on my ass.
you around. You will never. You what?
I'll tattoo his face on my ass.
Nice. Can I do the tattoo?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll look like a stick figure, but at least I'll say that's Robert Saleh.
Bro, we'll do it live.
I just said earlier in the show during my opening rant, Hank G said, in JD we trust. And I said the minute that we win the Super Bowl the next morning, I will get an NJD we trust with the Jets legacy logo, this one, above it. So it'll be that logo with NJD we trust. Adam, you want to make any tattoo declarations tonight?
I was just thinking about this because I am not a tattoo guy. Never really had much consideration to getting one. Yeah. I got a bunch of tattoos. The thing is, they're all flesh colored. Here, if you can see these are my tattoos. It's all flesh.
No, that looks like wet spaghetti.
What? How did you know I had spaghetti tonight? It
always,
was good too.
You always have pasta before a race or a boxing match.
I did, yeah. They'll, spaghetti with Rayo sauce and some chicken breast and a little bit of garlic toast. Feel great. So,
I mean, wait, when you see a comment like this, how would anybody think this is not the actual Robert Saleh?
Yes, we trust the young men. You
Except for the fact that Robert
building.
Saleh is not the one signing players, it's Joe Douglas.
Well, obviously Joe's in the contract room right now. Robert
No,
Saleh.
Joe's Joe's got his shirt off. He's running through the building drinking tequila. He got the left tackle. Did you not see the report? They weren't going to get Tyron Smith. They gave him the offer, and he said that he was going to think about it. And then the moment he said that they thought that they were out, they were looking at plan B and plan C. And yesterday he came back and said, no, I'm entertaining your guys' offer. And it happened today.
See, Billy, I disagree with this, and I'm going to tell you why. You don't take that guy at 10. This is where you get a project tackle in 3. You get a guy with high upside, or you move up, you trade up from 2 up.
We have those
trade
guys.
Up into round 2.
That's the thing. We have the guy with high upsides.
I'm okay with Carter Warren for right, but I need a guy for the left. I'm not.
Carter Warren's the left guy.
All right.
Yeah,
in my opinion, that's what he played. That's what he played at college.
You really also thought AVT was the right tackle guy, so
he wasn't. Did anybody, dude? I'll give you $1 million if you can find a moment where you gave me a good answer at right tackle that wasn't the draft at 10. You never had one. We always had answers for left.
I'm not the guy who had to answer the question. Joe Douglas was.
But he did. No one thought
Joe
Morgan
Douglas
Moses was available.
My calls and say, "Oh, Nick said this on the show." I said we're gonna get 3 starters.
I agreed. I just thought it'd be easier to do that, getting 2 guards and a tackle than getting 2 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, 2 tackles before the draft. I don't know who could have expected that to happen.
Dude, 2 tackles in one offseason is legitimately insane. The Bengals have been trying to do it for 6 years.
Yeah, just in free agency. That's what's so amazing.
Let's add to it. It's not just 2 tackles.
2 starting.
It's 2 above average tackles. It's an all-pro tackle. All right. The quality of play of Tyron Smith is A+. I think everyone agrees with that. When Tyron Smith plays, he is an A+ all-pro Hall of Fame type of tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Moses, the last 2 years, has been above average, borderline Pro Bowl right tackle.
Yep. He's been better since he left us.
Miracle worker.
Yep. And here's the
Miracle
thing
work.
to everyone is just like, oh, you have to have a backup. We have backup plans to the backup plans in the building already. You might not like it, and that's fine, but that opinion is not shared in the building. I can say that with confidence. That I know because I've heard people tell me they really like the futures of Carter Warren and Max Mitchell. Now, you might not think that that's the plan. I know Nick has mentioned it before, and I understand it of, oh, he thinks that Max Mitchell might be the guy that's on the way out and all that stuff. And again,
I think he's better off as guard. I think he's
would
better off
agree
putting on
too. I
15
think
pounds of muscle and moving in.
I think he would be fine for the right tackle, but the problem with the blood clots makes me worried that he's going to have a hard time putting on that weight and keeping it on because he plays at 300 pounds. And if you're going to play at 300 pounds, it'd be better for you to be a guard. Totally agree with that assessment. But like my thing is like, this does not stop the Jets from taking, we worked out Jordan Morgan, not just like Keith Carter worked out Jordan Morgan in Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like specifically, he asked to be the guy to work it out. So it's one of those things where it's just like, you might not like the answer, but Carter Warren is a part of the solution. He has to be a part of the solution in your mind. Carter Warren next year, not this year, but next year will be one of our starting tackles.
It could be.
We can only hope that it works out that well where they trust him to be
You
a starting
you
tackle.
have to. At a certain point, you have to give the guy that you drafted a shot at it. You know, especially, and this is knock on wood, if he doesn't have to play all year.
Right, but
or if he has to play 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, because Warden was what, a 4th round pick?
5th round pick? 4th or 5th? I don't remember.
4th or 5th? Right. When it's that level of a pick, you know, it's like if it works out, great. But I don't know how many people would draft a 4th or 5th round offensive lineman, you know, with the expectation they become a starter in 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's like really good case scenario. And besides, we're not exactly used to those level of picks, you know, those mid to late round picks hitting. You know, it's like if they become a competent starter, like Bryce Hall. To me, that's like a home run pick for us from 2019 compared to what our expectations would have been for that round of a draft pick because we're used to them busting so often. And now he's on his way to Tampa Bay. All the best to him. But it's like, oh, man, I wish we could have kept Bryce Hall. That's like a successful draft pick for us.
But to answer this question, too, tell me when Mike White's ribs or Zach's concussion, tell me who was running wide open on that play that he took the hit and they just decided not to throw the ball. Because that's just as good of a question. The offensive line was blocking relatively adequately, and they were holding onto the ball for too long. Because I can guarantee you on the Mike White play, not the one where he broke his ribs when Matt Milano came busting up the middle and it was a blown assignment. That totally on the offensive line. But how many times was a guy like Elijah Moore running wide open or Garrett Wilson running wide open when Mike White was the quarterback? How many times during Zach's year did he sit there behind an offensive line for 4, for 5, for 6 seconds holding onto the ball while guys were running wide open, but he was too scared to let it rip? Dude, I get it. Patrick Mahomes is more mobile, but the San Francisco 49ers, minus Joe Thuney, remember, he did not play in the Super Bowl, had like one of the worst offensive lines in football. They had a really, really good-ass center. I love Creed Humphrey, and their right guard is solid, don't get me wrong, but their left guard, their left tackle, and their right tackle are absolutely dog water. They're still not signed. They're horrible, and they still went out there to go win a Super Bowl. The quarterback helps your offensive line. Plain and simple. Aaron Rodgers will get the ball out quicker than Zach Wilson, than Mike White. So get guys that can get open quickly.
Unless it's the 4th play of the season.
Yes. Go and get Malik Neighbors. Go and get Romo Dunze. Go and get Brian Thomas Jr. because those guys are going to get open, and they're going to get open quickly, and you're not going to ask your offensive line to hold up protection for 6 seconds while Zach is staring down a wide receiver who's wide open, but he's pussyfooted and scared to let the ball rip.
All right, Modine, I got a comment on this.
That's just because you said Modine.
I know, yeah. So, yeah, he says they brought in all these injury probe linemen. I know what he means, because the young guys are good. How is Morgan? Okay, Tyron Smith dealt with injuries, not this year, because, like I said, he played 943 snaps.
He's still missing.
What are we talking about with Morgan Moses? How is he injury prone?
No, he does have an injury. He has a shoulder injury.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a shoulder. Yeah, he had a little bit of a shoulder thing. He still played 14 games.
So look, what Modine is
Come on.
saying, he has justification to say it. He's just being a dick about how he's saying it. That's just what Modine does.
And we
He's
know
not
that
wrong.
once you play
He
at MetLife
brought
Stadium,
in-
we know you're injury prone. We know that's just a part of it.
Yeah. Again, he's not wrong. We did bring in 2 old guys, one guy who's dealing with a shoulder injury, but played through it all of last year at a really high level, and an old guy who has an injury history. And the reality is that if we believed in Carter Warren as much as I say that we do, why didn't we give him the starting job? Well, because we shouldn't have to. He should have time to develop. He's a 4th-round pick. The answer is simple. Like, it's not that complicated. Again, Modine is just being Modine. It's why we keep him around. He's just being a dick about it. And that's fine. Let him be a dick about it.
Oh boy, Billy mentioning
Just gonna
OBJ.
let,
Tigo, how do you think I'll react if they sign? To be honest with you, I put it this way:
It's going to happen. They should do it.
it can't be. He cannot be our number 2 wide receiver.
I didn't say to be a number 2 wide receiver.
Put it this way. Okay, if they were to bring OBJ in, do you think that would be with the idea of him being like what the first backup receiver?
No, he's wide
Slot
receiver 3.
What do you expect? What would you expect him to be?
He's wide receiver 3. He's better than Alan Lazard.
I think Tigo, you're better than Alan Lazard right now. Okay.
No, look, Alan Lazard is going to objectively be better with Aaron Rodgers, but that doesn't mean I want him to be a starting wide receiver. He should be wide receiver 4. And the way that you do that is by drafting.
Sign, I have a problem with it.
What?
Now, maybe they'll bring in like an Adunze or somebody like that, or maybe they'll bring in a Malik Washington later on, or Xavier, like you name the guy. But I want a receiver who I know is ready to step on the field opposite Garrett Wilson and play and be productive. And how
that's
productive
OBJ.
that can be anymore.
That is exactly what he is. That's what he did for Baltimore. If Zay Flowers wasn't so damn good, OBJ would have more receptions. OBJ was more than adequate last year. I'm not saying he was good. I'm not saying that he was the old OBJ. He was adequate. And the reality is we just need adequate pass catchers. We have a wide receiver 1. We have a superstar. We just need guys who can catch balls. That's it. And OBJ can do that still. I get it. He's
Mark Andrews went down for 3 months.
Look, I get it. He's a dick. I'm not a big fan of him as a human being. I don't want him on my team, but you can do a lot worse than OBJ. And look, if you go and get Mike Williams, whatever.
Plan A. That can't be plan A, B,
no,
or C.
Mike Williams is clearly plan A.
Yeah. Well, he might be B or C.
Yeah. I mean, even somebody like, I bring in like a DJ Chark, even somebody like that. I bring him in.
DJ Chark, people got to be real. I don't think, does DJ Chark move the needle that much further than Alan Lazard?
Aaron Rodgers. I think any wide receiver is going to be better when Rodgers is the one throwing them.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. Is just like we've seen what Alan Lazard looks like with Aaron Rodgers, and that's okay. That's good enough. That's good enough for one more year before we cut him. That's it. So bring in Mike Williams, trade out of 10, bring Brian Thomas Jr. in, go and get Jordan Morgan in the 2nd round, get Christian Mahogany or Cooper Beebe in the 3rd, and you're done. You're done. Forget the rest of the picks. I don't even care at that point. You're done. Just go win the Super Bowl.
All right. Agreed. All right. Tigo, thank you for hopping in, brother. I appreciate you, sir. As always. And I love that. I'll never forget the day that last summer where we both had the USA golf shirt. Yeah.
I almost wore that one today.
That's a good one. That's nice. I like that shirt. That's nice with the color scheme. I like that. All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Guys, show Tigo some love. If you haven't already, go subscribe to Talking Jets with Tigo. Chat. This is a night to celebrate. This is a night to celebrate. I don't want to get alerts of any of you jabronis going to other channels and being on their streams. I want to give you the chance. Allegedly. Really? Allegedly. I see things. I know things when you and Tigo are talking. I browse the interwebs. Chat. This is your chance to be heard. Stop talking over me. Oh, no, Johnny. Johnny Jimenez, you are the reason that the chat is being open now, because I was in the midst of saying I do not want my chat members going to other networks and other channels to get online. I want you to be heard here. So anybody who has not been on another show tonight is welcome to join my show with Adam. Do not even click it, Johnny Two-Timer. The chat is in the link. The link is in the chat. However it's worded. Do not do it, Johnny. Do not do it. I know what you're about in the interwebs. I saw it with my own eyes. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not tonight. Nope. It's not happening. I'll bring you on to tell you goodbye. That's it. Nope. You will not be the first one on. You will give other people a chance, and then you shall come. That's what she said.
I'm not talking
Kev
about
Lowe
me.
is here, making Super Bowl III great again shirts. Come on, Jets fans. Kev, yes. Kev, welcome. Welcome. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. And thank you for joining. Guys, I got to tell you, some of you have been here for a while. Some of you are new. Sunday, before my stream, Sunday night, I was at 554. And right now I'm at 620. So almost up 75 in a week. Guys, everyone, thank you. You guys are commenting on other shows that you're coming here next. You're spreading the word on social media. You're telling your friends. The word of mouth. I'm an old school guy. Word of mouth goes further than and works more than anything. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone who is loyal. Thank you, everyone who is proud. Oh, Johnny, your camera's not working. All right.
And that's Johnny Jimenez, his best appearance of all time on the show.
There you go. John. No, I've kicked Jeremy out quicker than that before.
Can't imagine why.
I'm upset
Johnny's
with you.
been getting like time with like other
with you.
shows as of late too. I've noticed.
Johnny's like a little mistress of the night, man. He'll get around and he'll hop on with anyone.
He will. He has no shame, the man.
A tweet from Connor Hughes. Aside from the Kinlaw contract, still doesn't make sense to me. Joe Douglas played free agency pretty perfectly. There's risk to guys like Tyron Smith with injuries, but every one of these players was signed at his price. He didn't overpay any of them. Who would expect that to continue as he monitors the wide receiver market with Mike Williams, etc.?
Tyler Boyd, who we have not mentioned yet tonight somehow. Boyd's still out there.
All right, I'll give you 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute.
So,
I'm upset with you. I'm upset with you. I opened up an Instagram alert and I saw you elsewhere. Go ahead. I'm not even looking at you. No eye contact. I know you're used to this, but no eye contact.
45 seconds left.
So I just screamed out Tyron Smith and JD after making sweet love to my wife. And she was like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Just want to let you guys know this. It was pretty awesome. We got Tyron Smith.
That's Johnny in the middle of it.
Bro, I like.
And this is Mrs. Johnny when she sees that he's got that look in his eye.
And then
this is Johnny about 30. This is Johnny about 33 seconds later. And this is Johnny about 10 seconds after that, leaving the room.
He's got another show to jump on.
To do it again.
A quick. I haven't recognized.
And one more, Adam. Wait. Adam, wait. What? One more. This is Johnny when he sees the pregnancy test 3 weeks later.
Dude, so does this make us trade back, maybe with Jacksonville, and then get a second from there? I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I think we're the dark horse now in the freaking draft, man, because we have so many different things that we could go in and get done now. Hey, and I just wanted to say something real quick. Where are we meeting up at on the
Oh,
23rd.
me and Adam are meeting up now. You're gonna have to make plans to go to upstate New York to meet Boy Green.
I'll send you a postcard.
No, it's too far, man. Syracuse is far, dude.
I'm pushing it back another week. My medical hasn't cleared yet.
Okay.
They're pushing me back. I can't. I passed the CDL test. We'll do a little update here for everybody in case you missed Thursday's show. I've passed everything I need to pass test-wise at DMV. I did the air brakes, and I got 20 out of 22. Nailed that. But since I'm diabetic and I take insulin, I had to order the sleep apnea glove. They shipped it Tuesday. Swift, the company, pays for 2-night shipping. To me, that means it would be here Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it didn't ship until Thursday.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to be here till Monday, which means then I got to do Monday, and then Tuesday. I can ship it back. I'm going to go pay for overnight shipping so that it gets there Wednesday, and they can review it, and hopefully I have news by Friday, and then I'll be on a bus the 24th. So I'm not going to be out there for the weekend of the 23rd. I was supposed to be on a bus.
I've never heard of a sleep apnea glove before. I've heard of the mask,
It's
but
new.
not a glove.
It's new. It looks like a black glove with Michael Jackson rhinestones on it to like pick up sensors. And you Google it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what's that thing called?
Johnny, is that the glove that you used before you came on? Never mind. Go ahead.
But that's where I'm at when classes start every Monday in Virginia. Once I have the medical card that's cleared, I can go to DMV, present the medical card, give them the paperwork with my testing. Okay, hold on.
Hey, Adam, and you're in bad news, right?
Connor Hughes with a good tweet. I think it would make a lot of sense. Jake tweeted him with a question. Have you heard anything about the Jets being linked to Brock Bowers? They did consider Michael Meyer last year at 15. Connor tweets, I think it would make a lot of sense. Rodgers at QB, Breece Hall in the backfield, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams potentially, Xavier Gibson, Brownlee, Lazard. Notice the order.
Yes.
Tight end, Bowers and Conklin. Line, Smith, Simpson, Tittman, AVT, Moses. That group looks good as long as Nathaniel Hackett can deploy them.
This offends me. I'm offended by this list. You know, Johnny, you know I'm offended by this list of offensive players.
The Coons.
Ruckert's not on there.
Exactly. No Coons. Exactly right. Johnny knows.
The Coons,
I
baby.
thought it'd be Rucker.
But
Coons.
I am a big Dogs fan, so Bowers, dude, that guy's a freaking monster, man. So hey, Y2, what are you gonna be doing after the Shamrock tomorrow?
You know what? Well, drinking a lot of Yingling first and foremost, but after that's over, we'll kind of see. I mean, I figured I'd probably get lunch someplace. Had a place or two in mind, not totally sure, but figure maybe like get some barbecue, get some ribs afterwards, something like that. But we'll see. I have to wait a little bit before I get in the car because with the race we get 4 beer tickets. And that doesn't mean we stop at 4 beers. It just means we get 4 beer tickets. And then we start finding the non-drinkers and taking their beer tickets, because we want to make sure that all that beer gets used. We don't want to go into waste or anything, Trying to keep the Yingling people going. They're good people.
Some are like
there's the Michael Jackson glove.
Well, no, some are a glove and some are a wrist strap with a thing that goes on your finger. That's an at-home test. But the picture that I was sent is a glove.
Okay.
So,
hey Nick,
it's your
Ham for passing the stuff and getting everything. That's awesome, man. So keep it up, dude. Doing your thing, man. Adam,
thank you,
man. As always, the prize of the whole VA Jet Club out here. You already know it.
Yeah, and I think our next event we'll be doing the draft party Thursday night at AJ Gators. Then I think the Saturday when Pa 2K99 is visiting from New Jersey.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll be coming in late April. Pa 2K99. He's going to be coming down, and then we're going to be doing the chili cook-off on Saturday. We have to figure out the location, whose house it's going to be at, but we'll do the chili cook-off that day. And I told him about it. He said, well, what the hell am I going to eat? I can't eat chili anymore. So I might have to stop and get some like fried chicken on the way for him, like some Jolly Bees or Popeyes. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but
Hey, go to do Kroger's. Reminds me of Farm Freshes.
they're pretty good. Yeah, Kroger's got good chicken. Yeah, that works pretty well too. So
Hey,
yeah,
so can I ask you something, guys? So now that we got this line, right? Would a Donovan Smith make sense at that left over there? Individual that doesn't really stay hurt that much. Yes, he's kind of suspect on there, but we're hoping that Tyron Smith never gets hurt.
right.
I mean, what do you guys think about
I
that?
mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier in passing, and I think it would make sense. Again, we don't love his game, but
Fucking mute. Guys, I'm using the bathroom real quick while you're both still here. So I'll be
Okay.
back in a minute.
yeah, I'd be totally fine with it. Clearly, he wants to come to the Jets. I mean, he said it, while he was being like interviewed for the Super Bowl. So, yeah, to me, if he'll come in for 1 year for a reasonable contract, which I think we have every reason to believe that he will, sure. Yeah, I'm game with it. Yeah, I don't want Carter Warren to have to be in a position to play left tackle if Tyron Smith does get hurt.
What about this? What if we trade back, right? We get a second. I really think the trade would be with Jacksonville, man. Move us down to 17th because we still could pick up like JPJ might still be there, or finally if we really dead set,
Sure.
go ahead and getting an alignment.
Who would Jacksonville trade up for though?
Dude, they're gonna be in freaking. They spent so much damn money, man. They're gonna need something that they're not gonna be killing them on the books, bro. So I'm thinking it's more or less something to the scenario if we go back, maybe use that first round pick to throw it at the Raiders and say, hey, go ahead and like give me Devontae, bring him on over.
All right, a little more reasonable. I would say, well, put it this way: right behind the Jets, you have Minnesota, you've got Denver, and you've got the Raiders. All right behind the Jets, all could use a quarterback. Now, the problem with Denver is they don't have a second-round pick to trade. So that's a little bit of an issue. We'd like to have that second-round pick. But now Minnesota's got this. I figure Minnesota would make sense to move up a spot or two, but now they got this extra ammo. I could see the Raiders being the team that tries to find a way to move up. Because if one team is going to get crazy in the draft and do something that nobody in the world can make sense out of, it's the Raiders. So, yeah, because outside of a quarterback, I mean, it's, I don't know what somebody's really moving up for. I mean, is it going to be for like the third offensive lineman, for the third wide receiver? Would it be for Brock Bowers? Maybe that's a possibility. But then again, you got some pretty good tight ends on receiving weapons on those teams already. So
You signed Mike Williams.
I'm not feeling the
You
trade
make a
down is
move
going to happen right now. Not feeling it yet.
You signed Mike Williams. You make a move up for Bowers. You do it. You're not taking a lineman to bench him in a year where you have Tyron Smith for 1 year and you're going all in. They'll find someone else to be a backup, and then they could take a lineman next year. You are going all in. You are going to get an asset who can help this year's team win. You are going to get an impact player. The impact players are Harrison, Neighbors, Odunze. Let me rephrase that. Harrison, in order. Harrison, Neighbors, Bowers, Odunze. The New York Jets are going to either stay put or make a move, and they're going to come out with one of those four names. That's my next prediction. They're going all in. You don't go all in and slide half of your chips. You got 1 year. Go get guys. You see wide receivers come in now as rookies, and they're getting 1,100 yards. They're getting 8 touchdowns, and that's when they're wide receiver 1. What are they going to do when they're wide receiver 2 next to Garrett Wilson? What are you going to do when you got Breece Hall in the backfield? What are you going to do when you have a 2,400-yard rushing team, top 3 rushing team?
One of the smartest quarterbacks in the history of the game, too.
You go all in. You don't sit back and wait. All right, we got to take a number 2 pick next year. Okay. We got to take one of our 4s. This year's 1, next year's 2. You got to jump up 3, 4, 5 spots. Fucking go. There should be no move that is off the table. Every move, every trade, every position up to 4, there should be a plan of when we have to jump, it's already in place. We just have to call on the clock and make it official. Do not half-ass and all in. That's how you lose. The line is built. The quarterback is not running for vice president, guys. That's breaking news here. I'm saying it. Tyron Smith did not sign with the New York Jets to play with Tyrod Taylor because Aaron Rodgers is going to accept a vice president bid. If he does, it's going to be like Stone Cold when Stone Cold came out in like a shirt and tie and went to accept Vince McMahon's offer to join the corporation and then fucking stunned everybody.
Hell yeah.
That's a good old school reference, right?
Hell yeah.
So that's what it is. That's the next Knicks vision. We are trading up and we are going and getting the best possible weapon that we can to add. Just take a second. Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, and Odunze or Neighbors. You get Odunze, he's a perimeter guy. You got Odunze and Mike Williams on the outside with Garrett Wilson on the inside with Breece Hall coming out of the backfield with Conklin lining up at tight end. It's Madden on rookie mode. Everyone will be open.
You keep talking like that. I'm gonna go talk to Old Faithful again real quick in a moment.
All right. As long as you come back to this chat and don't go anywhere else gallivanting around. Stay loyal to who loved you, baby.
Yeah. How much do you have to pay to see that, Old Faithful, Johnny?
I just need to sing. I'll sing when you come back.
Hey, that's the truth, man. This dude saying happy birthday. And next thing I know, my damn wife's pregnant.
What was it? It was the week of my birthday, wasn't it? October what?
Dude, I don't remember, man. Now, like,
whose birthday's in October in your family? Who'd I sing to? It was your daughter. Was it your daughter? When's your daughter's or wife's birthday? You said it was someone's birthday.
Yeah. No, it was. It was my son's.
I sang like Marilyn Monroe for your son's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel creeped out now. All right, it worked for you and wifey though. So
October 25th. Damn, I had to think about that.
Everyone in the chat, I've pinned the message. Anyone is welcome to call in and join. Johnny, thank you so much, sir. I love the hat. I've never seen Johnny. You are like a night worker. I've never seen you in the same outfit twice. You always have a different hat on, man.
Dude, I got a lot of hats, bro. I'm a hat guy, even though I got a crap load of hair, man. But I work from home, man. So there's days I don't shower. There's days I do shower. So, all right, man. Hey,
I got the same hat Johnny does.
Did you just admit to selling drugs? I work from home.
I mean,
I'll fuck it. What? No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We did not say anything like that. I'm kidding.
Pharmaceutical consultant.
Pharmaceutical transportation engineer.
Yes.
Distribution.
Yep.
Awesome.
Transit.
Thanks for popping in, buddy. We'll talk soon. I'll keep you guys updated. You guys have each other's phone numbers, right?
I think Adam you still have my number. The same number hasn't changed.
I'll text.
Sure,
I'll put it.
I got you on Facebook anyway, so
I don't have.
I'll put a text together to send to both of you when I have the news of when I'm coming down, and we can communicate and coordinate.
Yeah, Johnny, I've got your number. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I always like to make sure.
Leave it 757. I'm just kidding.
All right, thank you, Johnny. We'll see you in the chat, pal.
See you later.
Later,
and
pal.
a shout out to Harlan Abraham mentioning the famous East-West Connection tag team with Jesse Ventura and Adrian Adonis.
Jet set for life in the house.
AWA wrestling there.
Jet set for life. I've tried starting this hashtag, and now after getting Tyron Smith, I may have to move it up to Breece 22. I think he's going for 22. So I know you got to go in a minute. Chat, I have the link pinned up. If anyone wants to join the chat, want to be heard, want to be on the air, feel free. Click the link. I'll bring you on for 5 minutes. So I'm looking forward to see who does it. I know that's something you guys love. This was an unplanned show. I went a little ballistic in the beginning. I am hungry now and want to get something for dinner. I might celebrate and order tonight.
Yep, and I'm going to have to be up at 5 in the morning to do this freaking race. And man, if the parking is anything like it was to get the race packet tonight, I'd better be there by 6:30 at the race site by 6:30 because parking is not going to go easy. David D asking me what goes in the chili. David, I do like putting. I got to be honest with you. I love cooking. I'm a good cook, but the chili that I make that I've tried, it's never quite been to the level that some of the other people in the club have it. I got to be honest. When it comes to the chili, my game is not where I want it to be. But I do put the beans in it because I just try to get as much protein as I can. So if that's a way to get both the meat and the beans, then you know what, I'm doing it. But I do like to add. I've seen like all these different theories with chili. Like some people put like oatmeal in it to help thicken it, to help bind it. To me, that always seemed a little bit weird. But I will say this: fresh spices. If you're using dry spices and you've had them for like more than a year open, it's probably time to replace them because they've lost their oomph by that point. So I would say that is important. But
I got up to use the bathroom. Johnny's going to be there tomorrow at the race.
Yep. Say that again.
Johnny's going to be there tomorrow at the race.
Okay. Yeah, he mentioned Dave's barbecue. Yeah, I went there and I wasn't as happy with it as I wanted to be, but I figured I'd give it another chance. I got I can't remember what I got. I think I got I was trying to get the brisket because their brisket's like really popular, but it was gone. And it already sold out. So I might go there. I might go to Redwood. That's another really, really good barbecue spot. That's more the Texas style. I really like Redwood a lot. So I might go there. Knobcraft used puree guajillo chilies. Yeah, the guajillos are super good. Yeah. Johnny's down there in Virginia Beach. Yep. Yeah. Johnny's in South Virginia Beach then. I'm going to be running right on the ocean front. Yeah, guys, you want to see I'm running? Check out the Neptune statue. If you Google the Neptune statue in Virginia Beach, that's basically right where the finish line is. So, and the run starts at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably post the results on the channel. I don't know if I'm going to make a video, but I'll at least post how we did. But I've done this race 4 or 5 times before, and pretty much I'm going to try to beat 38 minutes. So
good luck, man.
I'm
rooting for you, that.
Yeah, that'd be about a little over 7:30 a mile. So if I can beat like 38 minutes, I'd be good with that. Definitely want to beat 40. I once did 5 miles in 35 minutes. I don't know how I did it to this day, but somehow I did that in Chicago. And maybe I was running from like gunshots or something. I don't know, or from Cubs fans.
The wind. It was a tailwind. All right, brother.
5 mile. Yeah, Harlan 5 miler. Yep.
Good luck tomorrow, brother. Text me. Let me know how you did.
All right, I will do that, and I'll probably put a link up on my Facebook because there's like a way to track how we're doing. So I'll put that on my main page. So,
but I'm at basketball all day, so I'll be looking for things to entertain me.
Yeah, I'll put the link up anyway. All right, guys, thanks everybody. Again, the Jets got Tyron Smith. Oh, we got an offensive line, guys. We can start to be excited, and a lot of action is still going to happen between now and the draft. It's still 6 weeks away. You never know. When JD, he's lurking under the surface. You don't know he's there, but he's ready to strike. You never know when it's going to happen, so be ready for it. Guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you later with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair. Good night, guys.
Good night. For those of you who haven't already, go check out his channel.